Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. Continuing on with our discussion, we have to talk about it because nobody else will. Did she do it? Did she do it? That's the question that we have to ask. Did she do it? If you're joining in the stream, shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody coming into the building. Be sure to click the like button as soon as you come in the building. Just click the like button one time. Right? So now we're going to have this discussion. We're going to try to make everybody participate by keeping the chat engaged in what's going on, because it's not about me, it's about you, right? We're trying to get the thoughts of the people pretty much heard, find out what people are saying. This is about the opinions of the people. What are the people saying regarding this situation? You understand? Did she do it? These are the questions that must be asked. Now, if you've been following my streams, you know that I've been covering the case. I've been bringing out a lot of information. We're being watched. They tried coming for me in my last stream. You know what I mean? So we're doing a lot of work. And this is serious business. Very, very serious. When you're one that speaks truth and you put out information, you really need the backing of the people. Because if the people are not supporting what you do, then it doesn't even make no sense you do it. I'm going to have more videos regarding that situation. Because it's easy to hear people say, we appreciate this, we appreciate that. But real appreciation is translated into support. That's how you know when people are real. Now, if you're joining in, I appreciate everybody stopping by. We're going to have a discussion regarding this particular situation to see what exactly went on in this particular case, because we heard a lot of information. We heard this, we heard that, but it's like the truth is not really coming out the way it need to. And we need to make sure that we keep the airwaves flooded with information regarding this situation, because once you let up, it's over with. I mean, if you just think about it, look at the Shanquella case. What happened in that case? Where are the arrests? Where's the justice? What happened? What happened in the Takeoff case? Where are the arrests? Why nobody serving time in prison? What's going on? Right? So we must put this puzzle together, because somebody got away with deleting Twitch and they're happy about it. They're having a great old time right now. But we got to make it uncomfortable for them. That's why we got to do these videos. See, the purpose of these videos is not only to educate the community so that you can understand what's going on, but it's also so that you can be heard, so that people can read your chats, so that people can see what you had to say. Because again, it's not just about me. It's not about me. You understand? It's about everybody as a collective sharing their thoughts and opinions about what's going on. You understand? Because you might see something I can't see. Some of you, when I first started talking about this case, you pointed towards the wife right away. And I was like, let me just chill out for a little bit and kind of wait it out and see. And y'all was like, nah, something ain't right. Well, that prove that your voice is needed too. Your opinions is needed too, because a lot of you out there have experience and you have good intuition to see through the smoke and mirrors. You understand? So it's important that you make your voice be heard. I might not be able to see every chat because obviously I am live streaming and I am talking. And at the same time, I might glimpse at the chat to see what people are saying here and there. But at the same time, you have to share your thoughts, have that conversation, share what you may feel, because on the replay, people will be watching. You understand? And they will be reading too. And we want them to read. We want them to look at these things. We want them to hear what you have to say. You know? So it's important that you participate, engage, whatever it is that you feeling that you may have thought that happened. It's important that you post that. You know, just keep all your comments clean. You understand? No profanity. If you violate by posting profanity in the chat, you're going to get blocked. I don't want to block nobody. I want you to speak your mind, but you got to be respectful to the platform. You got to follow the rules. Right? You know good and well that I cannot go to your house, in your house, and just start cussing and cursing and doing what I want to do. I can't do that. I got to show you respect. Right? You must understand that what you post in this chat room, it affects me. Do you understand? That's no different than I'm tolerating what you do that can get me in trouble. So you have to be respectful. This is why we have moderators. This is why we block people, because they don't respect. Right? So now we all know the story. We already saw all the videos. We heard everything. At the same time, nobody is discussing what we've been covering, and that is the truth. Whenever there is a domestic situation, right? Everybody involved in terms of the wife, girlfriend, husband, or boyfriend, they're questioned. If you're married and for whatever reason, your partner turns up missing or deleted, the police supposed to do a thorough investigation in terms of finding out from you what happened. Not only you, the neighbors, to try to find out if there's a pattern of arguments, a lot of fussing. What are the kids saying? These are the kind of things that normally go down when there was a potential murder. You just don't forget about the wife and give her a pass. Okay, she's Caucasian. Does that mean you give her a pass? So because this is a black guy, we just ignore the main corresponding actions that normally takes place? Under normal circumstances, whenever there is a marriage and one person goes off missing, their mate is going to be questioned by police. That's just standard procedure right there. You understand? And I'm just kind of concerned that why the family is not raising awareness, like where the brother at. Like, why is it that nobody is standing up and saying, look, something happened to this man and we need to get to the bottom of this. This is not him. He's my brother. I know my brother. I've been there. I mean, think about this. Most of you have siblings. You know your brother. You know your sister. You know what they're capable of. You know if your brother is not the type of dude that like to fight. You know if your sister is not combative. There's things you just know about your family members, right? You see what I'm saying? It's interesting how on social media, people just don't get it. They just don't understand how serious this is. You understand? It's crazy. Let me see. Hive said his grandfather. Well, I got that on what his grandfather said. We already covered that already. Remember, his grandfather is an elderly man. His grandfather, he's not a soldier to get out on the front line. That's for young guys to do. You understand? Let me see. Hive said his grandfather did Ringo, but the quote is now removed from all articles. Well, it's not removed from my page because we already covered it. See, that's one thing about the web. What goes on the web stays on the web. Not only that, it cannot be removed from our memories because we've all talked about that already. You understand? And I'm going to give one warning. Do not post the S word in the chat. You understand? Do not post the S word in the chat. I don't have no moderators here right now, so I'm just going to start blocking people. Do you understand me? I have zero tolerance because I'm the one doing the stream. And if you're interrupting me, I'm going to just block you. I'm not going to time you out. So I'm giving one warning. You understand? Do not post the S word in the chat. Use some sense, for crying out loud. This is social media. On social media, you have to use safe words. That's just how it is. Either that or I just turn the chat off and nobody can comment. Do you understand? Because I'm not a moderator. I'm the host. So I just block people. Because I cannot sit there arguing with people and going back and forth. I cannot do that. That's interrupting the stream. It's interrupting my flow. This is very, very serious. I see V-Dub Man in the building. What's going on, brother? See you there. So now we got a moderator in the building. So, hey, once the nonsense start, people you're just going to get checked out. Now, when it comes to this issue, a man and a woman living in the same house. And then we have a story like this where a man is allegedly being accused of deleting himself. A man that a lot of people know that have done a lot for the community, that have done a lot in terms of activism. He spoke out about a lot of issues. Listen, this man have a post on his IG page of him and a guy discussing some real talk. I'm talking about real talk. And the thing about it, I'm going to tell you, it's sad. It's sad because the video that he have on his IG, I downloaded it for safekeeping. I might do a video about it and post it on my Patreon for Patreon members only. Why? Because I know that kind of video, YouTube don't allow. They don't allow you to go into real truth. I'm talking about real truth. The type of truth that gets on people's nerves. And Twitch and another guy discussed issues that in most cases they don't want people talking about. So there's a reason why this happened. There's a reason. He was getting too close to whatever it is he was doing. And they felt that with his money and his resources, he was going to be able to accomplish it. You have to understand, when you put money with brains, you're going to get results. See, if I had Twitch's money, I'll be able to accomplish way more because I have the resources. I can hire the right people. I can pay the right people so that I can get the job done. Because when you multitasking and doing everything by yourself, it's difficult. It's not easy. It's not easy, fam. A lot of you sent me Instagram messages. Do you realize I can't even read your messages? Because I'm busy. I got a lot on my plate. I got a lot of things that I do. People be sending me messages every minute. And they be expecting me to respond to them right away. And you gotta understand, it's virtually impossible for me to respond to everybody. And if I read your message, I just glimpsed it. I got to read the next message and I got to find out what's going on so I can put the stories together. Twitch don't have nobody defending his honor. He don't have nobody bringing out what is needed. And we have to talk about these issues. The wife must be questioned by the police. Because if it was a black man and his wife is quote unquote Caucasian, and she was found in a motel deleted, trust and believe they are going to question that man. They're going to question him. You understand? They're going to question him. And I know as soon as I say that, the first thought that probably came up in the majority of everybody's mind is the O.J. Simpson case. How many of you had that thought that just popped in your mind? As soon as I said that, you just thought of O.J. Simpson and his situation. It popped up in your mind. But these type of situations happen. You understand? The wife is supposed to be questioned by police so that they can put together what may have possibly happened. What I want to do is I want to go over all the material we talked about. Because look, if nobody's talking about these things, it's going to be forgotten. Again, I ask you, where is Shanquella's justice? Those of you who've been following the Shanquella case, we might have an update probably tomorrow or maybe tonight, depending on how I feel. But where's her justice? Where's her justice? So all the people that were with her when she died, they're out celebrating the holidays. Takeoff is underground, and his so-called Uncle Quavo still haven't spoken yet. Come on. They have totally forgotten about these people. Let's not do the same thing for Twitch. Let's ask the questions. Let's put the puzzles together. We cannot buy the narrative that they gave us. So now, did she do it? What would be the motive? We see these type of things happening in marriages all the time. People can be married one minute, they appear like they're madly in love, and it don't be that way, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of people that are married and they live separate lives to the point where in the public eye, they appear happy, but behind closed doors, they're not. Yeah, they got kids. Yeah, they got money, but having money does not equal happiness. You can have all the money, all the possessions, and be miserable. Something was going on in that household that made Twitch allegedly leave that house. Not only that, how do we know that really happened? How do we know that Twitch left that house? See, the only reason why we know that is because that's what the wife said. Now, what I pay attention to is I pay attention to the comments that are coming from women. Let me see. Glam Shop said they were arguing that morning. Now, the reason why we need to take what she say serious is because that's coming from a woman. Women know women. Women know what goes down. And a lot of times in relationships, there be arguments. You understand? There be arguments and there be things that go down. And I'm telling you, things get brushed under the rug real quick. The reason why you have to question the narrative is because his case was closed so soon. Autopsy came back the next day. This is not normal. It takes a while to figure these things out. Everything came back the next day saying there was no foul play. How? Who determines that? Who has the right to say there was no foul play? Who? Who has the right to say there was no foul play when these kids of his have to go without a father now? And again, I don't celebrate Christmas or any of these holidays. And I'm not no Jehovah's Witness, by the way. But at the same time, his children are without a father during the holidays. They don't have no male role model in their life. And based on what we're seeing, the wife is not doing anything in regards to trying to figure out what really happened. If he was such a great guy, and I'm sure he was, why would he not want to be in the world no more? There is no records of Twitch having any sort of issues, any sort of anxiety problems. We never heard the wife talk about this. She made no mention about these things. So what is really going on? And why she's not fighting for this man? Why she's not doing that? It doesn't make any sense. She told the public that he stormed out of the house and made it clear, oh, that's not like him. Really? So he's not allowed to leave the house? Is that what you're saying? Is he a prisoner? A lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, women can be married and then one minute they're with you and next minute they distance themselves and now they no longer want to be in the relationship. It happens a lot. Again, we talked about the Tia Mowry situation. Her and her husband, separated, filed for divorce. And this is all her doings. Why? Irreconcilable differences. Why? She just want to go her way. She just want to do her own thing, want to live her best life. She left a good man. For whatever reason, I don't know. But this is what happens. And that's the same reason that maybe his wife just wanted out of the relationship. But not just out of the relationship, but she wanted everything, allegedly, including possible insurance. What about the insurance? What about the life policy? What about the life insurance? What is she about to gain? These are the things that people must ask. Because we talked about this in previous streams regarding possible insurance, inheritances, and other monies from different deals they may have had. It all goes back to her now. So she gets everything. And she's young, in her early 30s. So she can literally go right back out there, get with a whole new guy by next year. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you were to see her with a new guy in the coming new year, right after losing her husband. Now you would have to ask yourself, why would a woman want to get with a new man after losing her husband? She would be mourning, going through a lot. She wouldn't be thinking about no other guy. Of course not, right? But you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how women will do things. And I'm talking about women that are struggling internally with problems that they haven't got any help for. But yet they're trying to paint Twitch as if though he had some sort of problems, when it may be that the wife allegedly had all of these problems. It could be the wife who is struggling. It could be the wife who has been going through a lot of trauma and different difficulties internally. And Twitch been the one coping with her issues all this time, trying to make her happy. And no matter what he did, no matter what he bought her, no matter where he took her, no matter how much they danced, it still wasn't enough. To the point she may have allegedly taken him out. Ladies and gentlemen, don't believe the narrative, because nobody can tell you that what happened is the facts. We have to dig deeper. The story that was given to us is from one account of the wife. She told the media that her husband left the house unexpectedly, and it wasn't normal. It's not like of him, and he didn't take his car. This is what she said. These are the things that she told the media. But how do we know that's true? How do we know that's what happened? What if they were both at the motel? What if he rented the room as per the hotel story? What if he did one of these numbers? Because this is normally what happened. I'm going to tell you the 411. A lot of times when a man and a woman is hooking up at a hotel or whatever the case is, what normally happens is this. The woman would either go to the motel to get the room ready because she know her and the guy is going to be there, or the guy will go get the room ready, and then he'll just tell the woman, hey, meet me up at room 35. Why? So that it don't look some type of way where they both entered the hotel at the same time. Can I get a witness? You understand? These are things that you must understand. And also, if you're sending me anything to Instagram, I cannot check that if I'm live streaming. I cannot look at anything while live streaming. This is why I keep telling people, when you send me material, don't send me material when I'm streaming, because I'm not going to check it while I'm streaming. Send me the information before I go live. That way I can find out what people are doing and what people are seeing and saying. Because I'm not going to go check to look at this and look at that. I don't do that. Because it takes me off my flow. You understand? Just like how I had to stop to say that, it's taken me from the points that I'm making. So now I got to double back and figure out what was I saying before that. It's interruptions like that. You understand? Now, where was I? You see what I'm saying? Where was I? What was I just talking about? This is why they say don't talk to a bus driver when he's driving. Because that causes an accident. Do you understand? Now, getting back to my point. There are many times, and not just many times, people do this all the time. If you're a brother and you met a sister or whatever the case is, and you and her gonna hook up, she don't want to go by her place, you don't want to go by your place, so y'all go to the telly. Y'all do not walk into the telly together. The two of you do not walk into the hotel together. Nobody does that, unless you probably drunk. But normally, one person go, get the room, get the key, give it to the other person, and then you could just kind of go up to the room, and that way it keep everything discreet. You get what I'm saying? Could it be? Let's just think outside the box. Could it be that the wife and the husband may have just wanted some time away, or whatever the case is, or time to discuss whatever they wanted to discuss, and they didn't want to do it in the house? And for whatever reason, the husband may have rented the room so that the wife and him can discuss whatever it is, and all she had to do is just come to the motel because she had the key, and she could just go to his room. Think about that. And when they went to the room, allegedly, it could have been a situation where there was an argument. Something may have happened. And then, because of her panic, because she's nervous, that's why she went to the police in the morning on foot. You understand? She didn't call them. Why? Because she didn't want the record of that recording. Remember, in every situation when there's a crime, people call the cops and we could play back the tape. These are all public records. We can go and find audio recordings of various crimes. We can get the phone call and you can hear them on the phone saying, please, officer, come to my house, something happened, we can get those tapes. She didn't want that tape. And for all we know, she may have been working with someone else. And they probably told her, don't call the cops. We don't want you on no tapes. Just tell the officers that he left the house and we'll handle the rest. It is unlikely that under these circumstances that a wife is not questioned. It doesn't matter what the narratives say. How do we know that what she said is the truth? How do we know that? That's her word, but there's no other word to give her pushback. She must get proper pushback when it comes to this case. You understand? Let's check this out and review these particular things. We got to review these things, ladies and gentlemen. So let me see what the chat is saying, what's going on. And again, if you sent me any information or whatever the case is, I'm not being rude or anything. I'm just, I'm very passionate about what I'm doing. All right. So if you send me anything, I appreciate you taking that time out of your busy schedule in life to send anything regarding whatever stories is needed to be talked about. At the same time, I want to find out what people are saying in the chat. Now, this is what I want. I want only, listen carefully now, only, repeat, only the people that believe she's innocent, the people that believe she didn't do nothing. I only want you to comment, right? I only want you to comment and pretty much respond to what I'm saying. Not the people who believe she did it or may have done it. I want to find out who believe with a show of a 1 that the wife is innocent and she didn't do nothing. I want to know who's who. I want to know what the audience is saying, what the people are saying, so I can ask the questions. That way everybody can get their share on what they feel or what they think. That way we can engage and have a discussion, right? Only one brave person. Let me see. Only one person believes she's innocent. Only one? So there's no brave souls. Let me see. Again, I just wanted one group of people to comment, not everybody else to say their part. We'll get to you shortly. I want to know from the people that believe that she didn't do nothing, or at least that's what you believe. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 people that believe. And again, the instructions was to put a 1. I'm not reading no comments. I'm just focusing on the ones. The ones are the only things that I'm looking at to show the people that believe she's innocent that she ain't do anything. Now, to the people that post the ones, whether you're a male or female, we're not, focusing on gender. We're just going to assume you're a woman, right? Because we want to have the discussion. Twitch is your husband. To all the people that put a 1, whether you're male or female, let's not do no funny stuff. We're just having a discussion. You're a female. Twitch is your husband. He turns up at this motel. Delete it. Are you telling me that as a wife that been with him for 9 years, you just celebrated your 9th year anniversary on the Saturday before he deleted himself? Are you telling me that you accept this? Because remember, folks, you put a 1, which means you don't believe that the wife have any involvement. So, okay. So as a wife, you accept the fact that he did it. That's what you're basically telling me. Listen, to everybody that put a 1, you are basically saying that you accept that your husband deleted himself. That's what you're saying. See that? That's crazy. Because if Twitch is such a great guy, full of life, full of happiness, and the wife made all of these posts on social media about he's the backbone and how he's this and that, why would he delete himself? Why would he do that? It doesn't make any sense, right? You understand? Again, if Twitch was your husband and you found out this news, are you going to be so accepting that he did this? Or are you going to fight for him? Because if you believe that the wife is innocent, that is to say that if you were Twitch's wife, you would just accept what he did, allegedly. Because here's the thing. If you're a woman and you put a 1 and then you say you're going to fight for him, right? That contradicts your whole point of believing that she's not involved. That would contradict the whole purpose of everything. What I'm trying to show you is the truth. If you are his wife and this happened to Twitch, because I don't think you're understanding exactly what I'm saying. I asked the question, do you believe that the wife is innocent and have no involvement in what happened to him? If you put a 1, you're saying that she's in the clear, right? So now I flipped that and I'm giving you pushback. So if you're the wife, are you just going to accept that he did that and not fight? If you say you're going to fight, it's not making sense. Because you accept number 1, that he did what he did, but yet you're willing to fight for him now? Doesn't make any sense. And again, it's like people are not paying attention. Anyone else that I see that posts the S word in the chat, I'm going to ban you. Anybody else that posts the S word in the chat, I'm going to block you from the platform automatically. You understand? Use the word delete. Don't post the S word in my chat. If I see anybody post the S word, I'm going to block you. I'm not a moderator. I'm the host. I'm just going to block you. You understand? Because I don't have time to keep going back and forth with the chat over stuff. We're adults. You understand? We're adults. I'm trying to speak to the people and do my job. When you do things like that, it's throwing me off. I got to go do this. I got to put out fires. I got to go click deletes. I got to do all this extra work that I don't need to be doing right now. Right? So now, if you are a person who believed that the wife was not involved and she didn't do anything, then at the same time, if you believe she ain't do anything, you're basically saying that you would accept what he did. So you cannot come back and say you would fight for him, because that would make no sense. What are you fighting for him for? Do you see how I was able to show that you really contradicted yourself? Let me say that slowly, because I don't think you understood. The question, do you believe that Twitch's wife was involved in him deleting himself, or possibly a cover-up or something involvement? If you say no, I believe she's innocent, and then I turn around and say, okay, now that you believe she's innocent and she didn't do nothing wrong, right? That would mean that you accept, as a wife, you accept what he did. So if you accept what he did, why would you be fighting for justice if you believe he did it? It makes no sense. It's actually a trick question. That's right. It's a trick question. Because if you believe she have no involvement, you're saying that she's innocent. We can't question her. We can't question her because you believe she's innocent. So we can't hold her accountable. So that means you accept the narrative. You accept the narrative that he deleted himself. So here's the thing. If you accept the narrative that he deleted himself, right, then you don't believe in getting any justice for Twitch. So why are you here? Why are you here? That means that those of you who believe that the story that they put out about him is true, you're not really here for justice for Twitch. You're here to promote and fight for the fact that he deleted himself. To the moderators, anybody that posts the S word, just block them. Just block them. Anybody that posts the S word, block them. You understand? Just block them, get them up on out of here. Because it's like people are not paying attention. People are just not paying attention, right? So now, let me put a little tag at the top of the screen so that the next person can read, even though I know that most people are not going to read. All right, let me see. Let me do this real quick. Now, once I post this, anybody else that come in afterwards, you're just gonna get blocked. It's just that simple. No timeout for them either. Just block them. Right? Because I have no time to play games. Right? So now I'm pinning this message to the top. So if you don't read that, you're just going to get blocked. Period. I don't have no time to entertain that. And I don't like blocking people. But when you violating and disrespecting, we're just going to have to get you up on out of here. You have to understand this is social media. And the algorithm is triggered by certain words. That affects me. And I'm not going to tolerate that. Right? So if you can't read, you're just going to get blocked. Now, let's get to the message and find out what's going on. The message that the wife put out there doesn't make any logical sense. It sounds like the type of message that a wife put out when there's an argument. Why there is no investigation on what went on in that house the night before all of this happened? Why the police didn't ask the children? Normally, let me tell you something, man. This is how you know that this is fake. This is how you know it's fake. This is how you know it's fake. This is how you know the situation is fake. Anytime there is a domestic issue in a household, do you not know the police ask the children, is everything okay? Do you not know the police ask the children? The police will knock the door and they'll ask the children, is everything okay? Is mommy and daddy okay? You could come talk to me. Oh, mommy and daddy, they were arguing. That's what they do. You understand? That's what they do. And that's what happens. So why the police didn't ask the family, the children? I mean, they have an elder daughter. You gonna tell me the elder daughter don't know? You know, she had that daughter from another relationship. You gonna tell me that she don't know what went on in that house? Come on, man. They gave her a pass, ladies and gentlemen. The standard procedures is the wife should always be held accountable. Even if she didn't do it, she has to be questioned. They don't just, take her story and just say, okay, your husband is missing. Let's go look for him. You don't got no involvement. No. Not when it comes to situations like this. You must ask the wife. She have a lot to gain from this, people. So let's look at the story. Let's find out what's going on. We'll ask the chat more questions later on, find out what's going on. Again, read the pinned message at the top. Do not violate, right? Now, let's break this thing down. Let me open this thing up some more so you can see it. It says DJ Stefan, Twitch boss, wife, was adamant with cops Tuesday morning. Now think about that. The wife was adamant with cops on Tuesday morning. She knew something was terribly wrong. How could she know something was terribly wrong? If the police is in on the plan, you would have to provide what kind of information can substantiate that. What do they stand to gain? What's the motive? Do she have any relatives that are in law enforcement? These are the type of things that you would have to investigate. Do the wife have any relatives that are connected to the LAPD? Do she have anybody that's in law enforcement in high places? If she do, then now your comment, we're going to have to look into that one. You understand? I'm just saying, because if she have relatives or at least a cousin, uncle, or whoever, or if she have more than one relative that works for that precinct or whatever the case is, then it could be a situation where it could be a conflict of interest. Because if you're going down to the station and your uncle works there, your cousin, that's not really it doesn't look good. Now we're going to have to investigate. It's going to have an internal investigation now, because if the officer that came to her house was a cousin, then I question everything, because the cousin should not be going to his family member's house to check to see if she's okay. You understand? So the comment that you brought up, it could have some truth to that, but we're going to have to investigate a little bit more and find out. And there's no way for me to know that. I'm not close to them like that to know if she have law enforcement in her family. But it goes on and it says that she knew something was terribly wrong. How could she know that? And notice her excuse for knowing something was terribly wrong was because he'd left home without warning and stopped all communication. Now, for her to say he stopped all communication doesn't make sense. What do you mean stopped all communication? What happened that made him stop all communication? What happened? What do you mean? What do you mean? Because the story she's given is as if though Twitch just ran out the house, right? He just ran out the house and didn't say nothing to her. That doesn't sound normal unless you were mad about something. That means that it had to be an argument, something was said. It could have been a situation where she possibly told him, I'm leaving you, I want a divorce, I'm not happy in this marriage. You understand? It could have been a situation like that. But no, they told us that she went down to the police station. She didn't call them, ladies and gentlemen. She didn't call the police. She went down to the precinct. She didn't call them. She went down to the police station. Who does that? You never see people do stuff like that. You only do that when you are really scared and fearful about something. You understand? So, do she have family members that may be law enforcement? Wow, that'll be something else if she do, right? Don't believe the smiles, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now. We have covered stories like this before. We talked about these type of issues. You see it in the news every day where couples delete one another because of some issue. And it happens. What we're trying to uncover is the truth. Because I don't see how no one questioned the wife. No one brought her in for questioning. Nobody came to the house to question the children. Normally, you ask the children. For example, if there's a domestic issue and the cops come to the house, they'll ask the kids, was there an argument? And if the child says yes, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a big problem. You understand? Because it holds value when a child says yes. That means that this is an ongoing situation that must be addressed. And the cops are not going to leave until they resolve those issues, because somebody might end up getting deleted. This woman went down to the police station. She was adamant with the cops Tuesday morning. She knew something was terribly wrong, is what she was talking about. How she know? Because he left home without warning and stopped all communication. That means, ladies and gentlemen, they were communicating at first. Put it together, y'all. Put it together. Look, check this out. She said he left home without warning and stopped all communication. That means they were communicating at first, and then he stopped all communication. And why would he stop all communication? Why would he? That means they were talking back and forth. But then again, how do we know she's telling the truth about stopping all communications? This could be just a story she put out there. Remember, there's no proof that this is true. It's just her word. That's one side. Twitch is not here to defend himself on what really happened. That's why we gotta question this. Do you understand? The police and everybody just took her story and ran with it. And we don't got no other information regarding what really happened. We can't just do that, ladies and gentlemen. We have to uncover the truth. You understand? Who goes to a police station to the cops without calling on their cell phone? Who does that? Who goes to a police station and don't call first? You're supposed to call first. And if you're really concerned about your husband, you would definitely call. And you'll hear the kids in the background. She didn't do that. She went down to the police station. How do we know that she wasn't at the motel on that very same morning? How do we know that? How do we know that? What we need to find out is what is on the videotapes that was at the motel. I gave you the live stream yesterday. We discussed these issues. I showed you that the hotel had cameras in it. In the reception area, there's a camera. On the outside is a camera. On the sides of the buildings, there are cameras. Why we cannot see footage of Twitch arriving at the motel in the Uber? Somebody please tell me why we don't have that footage. Listen, with such a high-profile case like this, they brushed it under the rug so fast. They brushed this under the rug so quick, it's almost as if though this man never existed. Y'all can't see that? Y'all can't see that? We're talking about a guy that was known all over the internet. So you're not going to show us the last footage of Twitch walking into that motel? Normally they give you that. Normally they say, look, see, Twitch is walking in the motel. They didn't even give us that. So how do we know how do we know that this is true? How do we know the motel isn't involved? How do we know if she don't know people at the motel? These are things investigators have to get involved in. This is where the feds come involved. They would have to investigate these situations. You just don't take somebody and get rid of them, get rid of their story and close the case. His case was closed immediately. That's a sign of a cover-up, ladies and gentlemen. Complete cover-up. It goes on and it says, law enforcement sources tell TMZ when Allison Holker entered a branch of the LAPD Tuesday to report Stephen missing. Notice, she went down to the LAPD station on Tuesday to report him missing. 24 hours didn't even pass yet. She was already done nervous. Why? 24 hours didn't even pass yet, but she already done went down there. Perfect timing, right? But she didn't call. Now keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. She didn't call not one time on the phone to call the police, but she went down to a precinct to report him missing. Who does that? Who does that? She stressed how out of character Twitch's disappearance was. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, you can't read between the lines. Notice, everything is what she said. We don't got no facts of this. Twitch is gone, so we don't know what his character is. Put it together, ladies and gentlemen. She stressed how out of character Twitch's disappearance was. Disappearance? What do you mean disappearance? You said he left the house unexpected, without warning. He just left. Look, she said, look at the top. She said because he'd left home without warning and stopped all communication. Now it goes on, she stressed how out of character Twitch's disappearance now was. It's a difference between leaving a home without warning from a so-called disappearance. A disappearance? Nah, something happened to this man. And she stressed how out of character Twitch's disappearance was. How come when he first left the home, she didn't say nothing? How come right after he left without warning, right, and stopped all communication, why she didn't call the police? Why she ain't call the police? Why she waited? Why she ain't call his mom, his brother, relatives, her mom, her father? Why? Why? But she stressed how out of character Twitch's disappearance was. No, you, Miss Holker, were out of character. Because a wife, if she recognized that her husband left without warning, she's going to call his family. She's going to call the police because the wife alarm in you should have already went off. If I'm pissed off about something and I storm out of my place, you gonna tell me my wife might not, she ain't gonna see and notice this? You gonna tell me my kids ain't gonna see and notice this? And know that something ain't right? The first thing they're gonna do is, what's the matter? What's going on? They're gonna get on that phone. They're gonna call my brother. They're gonna call this one. They're gonna call my cousin. They're gonna call that one. They're gonna call the police. Because a wife knows her husband. A wife knows his character. So her wife alarm should have already went off the moment he walked out that house. And how come she didn't see him jump in an Uber? It is said that he took an Uber to the motel. Why she didn't report that? Why she didn't tell the police when he left the house, he jumped in an Uber? She ain't say that. How does she, listen, how, it's not making sense, ladies and gentlemen, because she said that he didn't take his car. So that means when he stormed out of the house, she saw when he left and she saw that he did not take his car. You understand? And again, for everybody that's in the stream, everybody that's in the chat, remember to read the pinned message at the top. Very important. Do not post that S word in the chat. It's going to result in you getting blocked automatically. Do you understand? So, law enforcement sources tell TMZ When Allison Holker entered a branch of the LAPD Tuesday to report Stephen missing, she stressed how out of character Twitch's disappearance was. She told cops he just simply left their house. There was no argument or issues. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. There had to be an argument. There had to be an argument, ladies and gentlemen. There had to be an argument. Because she's telling the police all the right things to cover herself. And in order for her to say there was no argument or issues, somebody had to ask her the question. A woman is not just going to come out of her mouth and say, oh, he simply left our house. We weren't even arguing. Why would you even volunteer information? They didn't ask you a question yet. So that means that the police asked her the question. Was there a disturbance? Was there a domestic issue? Were you fighting that night? No, there was no argument or issue. Well, how do we know that? This is why there must be an investigation. You just can't take a woman's word for it. They gave her a pass. Listen, ladies, if you are with a man and you end up deleted in a hotel room and your man run down to a LAPD station talking about, she simply left the house. Was there an argument, sir? No, there was no argument or no issue. You think they're going to leave that man alone? They're not going to leave that man alone. That man is going to be questioned. They're going to come back to that house. They're going to question the husband. They're going to try to find out what was going on. Because why you ran down here as a man to tell us that your wife is missing? Why you ain't called the police? Why you ain't called them to come to your house? Because see, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I need for y'all to pay attention and think about this logically. The cops is supposed to come to your place of residence if you feel this way. Not you go down to a police station. Because to go down to the police station is literally incriminating yourselves. Because you're basically saying, I know something happened and I know it as a fact. That's why I'm here in the flesh. Forget calling. I'm coming down here to report it because I know something happened to him. Right. She was preventing them from coming to the house. Yep. That's exactly what it was. Tamra, that's exactly what happened. She was preventing them from coming to the house and for the neighbors to see what's going on. Because now the neighbors would get involved and be like, hold up, I didn't see Twitch leave the house. Because neighbors are always watching. That's another thing. When something like this happened, normally the police ask the neighbors. Come on, man. Y'all got to look at this thing for what it is, man. When things like this happen, they normally also ask the neighbors in terms of what happened. They ask the neighbors. Did you see anything strange, out of the ordinary? These are things that normally happen. Even if you have a house, they'll go across the street and they'll ask the residents across the street. They'll be like, did you hear anything? Did you see anything? Could we check your camera? Come on, man. What? Listen, this case with Twitch is a cover-up. There is no way around this, man. They covered this thing up. And she's being protected. And I'm just questioning the narrative. That's all I'm doing. I do not have to believe the narrative the media put out there. I'm a rational thinking man. And I think logically. And I'm not just going to go with what they tell me. She told cops he simply left their house. There was no argument or issue. And he wouldn't answer any of her calls. Why would your husband not answer any of your calls? So the day before that, he was answering your calls. The day before that, y'all post videos on TikTok. The day before that, y'all was celebrating your anniversary. You were doing all these things. And all of a sudden now, he's not answering your phone calls. Look. Sometimes people be in these marriages, man, and they do things for social media and then they just want out. And it seemed like one of those situations with her. It just seems like that. Like she just wanted to be out of it and go her way. right? It goes on and it says, our law enforcement sources say that they accompanied, now notice this, ladies and gentlemen, our law enforcement sources say they then accompanied Allison back to the family's house. So they came back to the house. So why she didn't just call them on the phone so they could come to the house? Why? Why she didn't just pick up the phone and call them on her phone so they could just come to the house and she could talk to them there? Why would she go down to the precinct? That would be a red flag. It should be a red flag to law enforcement. Like, why would you, ma'am? Why would you come down to the police station? Did you do something to your husband? These are the things. Listen, if I was into law enforcement, I would be a heck of an investigator, officer, whatever. I'll be doing a damn good job. You understand? I'll crack these damn cases. I'll be like, ma'am, why you didn't call us? Because if you think about what they're saying, it says our law enforcement sources say they then accompanied Allison back to the family's home. While we're bringing her back, because think about this, they accompanied. So that means she was driving. She didn't necessarily walk. She most likely got in the family's car. Uh-oh. Now that raises another question. How many cars do the Twitch family have at the property? How many cars do they have? Is it one family vehicle? Do they have a minivan because they got children? Which automobile did the wife use? Because it says that the law enforcement accompanied Allison back. So they basically were following her in her automobile back to the house. So my question is, if I'm an officer and I'm accompanied Allison back to the house, once we get out the car and we're at the property, I'm going to ask her, ma'am, why you didn't just call us so that we could just come here? Why you came down to the police station? Did you do something to your husband? Tell us. Did you do something? And I would ask her these questions so I can use my training, because officers are trained to ask certain questions. Even though you got some cops out there that might be foul, there are cops out there that do a good job. So shout out to those particular cops, the ones that really do their job. They're trained to ask certain questions that can make you jump. They could pull information out of you with certain questions, and they could judge your body language. So the officer was supposed to ask her, Allison, it just dawned on me. Why you didn't call us from your home so we could just come here? Why you came down to the precinct in your car? Isn't that wasting time? Why would you even do that? Doesn't even make no sense. Why would you do that? Why didn't you just call us from your home? Why do that? Because I was nervous. My husband, Allison, calm down. It's gonna be okay. We're here, but we need to know, and we need for you to be honest. Take a deep breath. I understand you might be nervous. Did your husband have a weapon on him? Do you have a gun in the home? Did he take a weapon with him? Did you do anything to him, Allison? I didn't do nothing to him. Why would you ask me that? Why would you accuse me of that? Right there, we got a red flag. You understand? Why you didn't call on that phone? That's a red flag, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Use your brain, y'all. Use your brain. Don't be afraid to use your brain. Don't be afraid. You have a right to think outside the box. You don't have to believe every news story you hear. Think outside the box. Be free. Be free for a change. You understand? They accompanied her. They accompanied her back to the residence. Our law enforcement sources say they then accompanied Allison back to the family's home, doing a brief check around the property for any video. Now notice that, ladies and gentlemen, any video, which means they got cameras. Allison have cameras. Any video or clues as to where he'd gone. Okay. So if the law enforcement went to the family's property, what did they find on the camera? And why it's not given to the public? Why the public don't see any footage of Twitch leaving the family house? Why? I'll tell you why. Because it could be a situation where Allison can say, allegedly, that her camera system was off. She can always scrub the cameras. She can scrub all of that info. Some systems will send footage to the clouds and they can gather it, but she could have deleted all of that, allegedly. She could have hid all of that info. Law enforcement went to the home looking for clues to find out where he'd gone. Why she didn't call the officers beforehand. She waited all this time to the next morning to do all of this. She could have did this from the night before. Because he left in the day. So she waited a whole day till night, till morning to go down to the police station. All of that time wasted that she could have acted so that the officers could have did their job. You gonna tell me there's not no foul play? Come on, y'all. Listen, if I went missing, my wife would go looking. If I stormed out the house, trust me, everybody in my family, friends, wherever, would get a phone call. Cops would be at the door. You understand? So I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this. So it goes on and it says, we're told Allison was so insistent on how odd Twitch's behavior was. This is what she's doing. This is what she's telling the police, how his behavior was. Officers considered listing him as a critical missing persons case. You know why? Because the wife, she was so insistent about the situation. You understand? So insistent about the situation on how his behavior was so out of the ordinary. It literally made the officers escalate the situation. Are y'all seeing that? She was demanding that something be done. You understand? She was not leaving that precinct until they act. Does that sound like an innocent person? Not to me. That sounds like somebody that knows something happened to a man and their conscience is bothering them because they know he's in a room by himself and nobody knows. And this, to me, is the reason why everything played out the way it did. You understand? Because from when she went to the police to do all of this, we don't know if the cops was able to locate him at the hotel first, because the story claims that the hotel folks went to his room, and because he didn't come out, they entered the room, found him in the room, and, then they called the cops. Why the hotel didn't travel to the LAPD police station by vehicle and tell them what happened? It says that they called. So why is it that the hotel folks called the police, but Allison, she didn't call the police from her home? Instead, she left. Why? Could it be that she didn't want the cops to come there while the children was there? Because the children would have been questioned, and they would have questioned the children and asked what happened. So she really didn't have time to coach them. She really didn't have time to say anything. Listen, there's a lot of dirt that goes on in these households, man. I'm just trying to put all the pieces together, y'all. That's all I'm doing. So she was persistent. She was not letting up. You know what I mean? She was insistent. She was not letting it go until something happened. That's basically what she did. She was refusing to leave that police station until they went out there to look for her husband. But why she ain't do that the day before? Why the next day? Because she knew allegedly that the job was completed. The job was done. How do we know? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I asked the tough questions. How do we know the wife didn't pull the trigger? Allegedly. How do we know she didn't do it? How do we know she didn't do it? Again, show me the footage. Show me the footage of the motel. Because remember, I showed you it yesterday in terms of the layout of the motel. And I told you earlier in this stream, a lot of times when guys or women are hooking up at a motel, they normally do not go to the hotel at the same time. As a couple, they don't walk in there like that. Normally the woman would book the room and then she'll give the guy the key to come to the room. He'll just have to walk in the hotel. He don't got to go to the desk. He don't got to do nothing. He can just walk up to the room. Or sometime the man would book the room with his credit card and he'll give the woman the key and she'll just come up to the room late at night. They never go there together. So it could be a situation where Twitch may have booked the room because it was right down the street, a half a mile away from the home, and maybe they just wanted to have a discussion about some issues that's going on. And for whatever reason, it could be a situation where the wife allegedly may have brought a weapon. And for whatever the case is, she may have did the job, allegedly. And I say allegedly, she may not have walked through the reception door because she ain't have to. Twitch already got the key, and she already got the key. All she had to do is just come around the side and go right to his room with no problem. Ladies and gentlemen, we showed you this yesterday. We showed you the layout of the so-called hotel. I gave you some images. Let me see if I can put an image of the layout, right? This right here is a layout of the hotel, right? This is a layout, right? You see how that is? You see the parking lot? You see the street? Anybody can come, pull up, drive in, park their car, and go to the room. And they don't even have to go to the reception desk. They don't have to. Y'all know how this is with hotels. You could walk into a hotel and have the key to whatever room whoever's in, and you don't have to ask or talk to nobody. It's all about privacy. And that could have been a situation that happened. You understand? We talked about all these different situations. We show you the layout. Again, more evidence for you in case you didn't watch my stream from yesterday. You see the parking lot? That's how the layout is at the hotel. It's being said that Twitch was probably in the hotel room that have the 2 stories, because I believe they showed what room. So you have to walk up some stairs. So where you see the car in the video, that area there is most likely where Twitch was, in one of those rooms on the top 2nd floor area. But then again, it could have been on the lower floors. I don't know, because they show certain rooms in the news videos, but you don't know what room it was in. But I believe they said it was 249. Anybody can drive a car and just walk in and go to the room. That's what I'm trying to show you. Anybody could have went up there and did the job. Right? So we're trying to bring out the truth so that you all can understand what's going on. Here's the receptions area, right? Bring this out for you. You see this? Twitch walked in there. If he, in fact, got a room, he had to walk in there. But now look, let's check this out. See the camera on the wall? Look at the camera right there. You see that? Wow. The camera is right on the wall, watching everything. So, where's the footage of Twitch entering the motel? Where's the footage? We talked about this yesterday. Where's the footage of him entering the motel so that we can see? He had to walk in through that door right there. That was the last door that Twitch ever walked in, allegedly. Right there. So all I'm asking is, where's the footage of him walking in? Whenever somebody, look, ladies and gentlemen, you're all familiar with the situation with Quavo when him and Saweetie was arguing and fighting in the elevator. That elevator scene is the same elevator scene that's in the Messy video. When you saw him with the orange briefcase or whatever the case is, that's the same scene. So in the Messy video, when you see the orange case with him in the elevator, that's the same scene of when him and Saweetie was fighting. Notice how they put the footage out there of Quavo fighting and arguing with Saweetie in an elevator. They gave us that footage, right? Anytime there's a crime committed, they show us footage of them walking in a convenience store or walking past a convenience store. But in the case of Twitch, where is the footage of him walking into the motel? Where is that footage, ladies and gentlemen? Why we don't have that? Yeah. Let me see. And another thing that's really alarming, ladies and gentlemen, this was a basic rundown cheap motel. We're talking about Twitch got money. You know what I mean? He went to a regular sleazy hotel. And when I say sleazy, it's no disrespect. It's just one of them type of hotels you just crash for the night. Or a hotel where you just going, to bring a chick over or whatever the case is, It's not the type of hotel where an influencer or a celebrity goes or whatever the case is. Not that he was a celebrity or anything, but the point is he was popular. So why would a guy with money go to a regular old hotel? Somebody said, well, because he wanted to delete himself. That wouldn't make any sense. He could have did that in his house. He could have did that in his garage. He could have went in his car and did it. This doesn't make sense. Something happened. He was meeting someone there. There was a conversation. Something went wrong. A gun was used. And it was made to look like he did it. Anybody can make anybody look like they did it. Anybody can make anybody look like they deleted themselves. If Twitch had a gun, it would be the gun that's from the family's house. So why the police didn't ask Allison, did he take his gun? Did he have a gun? Check the gun case. See, nobody checked this. Nobody talked about this. There's no questions. I'm asking all the right questions. Did she do it? Listen, all I'm trying to do is educate the community, find out what the people are saying, let you post your chats, your comments, because other people are going to read them when the stream is over. And I want the people that are involved in the cover-up to be very uncomfortable. I want them to know that there are people out here that think outside the box. Twitch had too much going for himself to delete himself. I watched some of his videos today on his IG of him dressing up like, what is that superhero? Where Twitch was talking about during the pandemic, the kids were home, everybody was home, and he was talking about how you have to keep your kids occupied. This guy dressed up like a superhero with his son to play. You mean to tell me that a guy that did all of that, just somehow deleted himself? Nah. That's crazy, man. Doesn't make any sense. This is sad, man. A guy that plays with his children as a superhero. How many guys do that? How many fathers take the time to put on a costume and make their children smile? You think he's going to delete himself? No, somebody did that. And they want it to go down in history that this is what he did. No, he didn't. He did not do this. Somebody else did this to this man. And I'm telling you, under normal circumstances, the wife would be the first suspect. No matter if you believe she's innocent or not, they always hold the spouse as a suspect. Anytime there is an issue, they're going to hold the spouse as a suspect. Always. If something happened to my wife and I'm home and I have to call the police, they're going to ask me 1,000 questions. They're going to ask me, how did she get that knife in her body? You think I'm going to be able to talk my way out of that easy? Listen, they're going to grill me. If something happened to me, they're going to grill her. They always go after whoever is in that house. That's just how it works. So all I'm asking is why they didn't go through the proper procedures of questioning the wife. Why? Under normal circumstances, this is what happened. This is proper procedures. Were they fighting? Do they have a history of domestic issues? Let's talk to the children, to the elder daughter. Was Twitch and your mom arguing? Do they have a history of arguing? Have you ever seen them arguing in the house? We need to know. Well, they did have a lot of arguments and I really didn't like it. It was a lot of yelling. And you see, once you say all of that now, it's going to now give the police and everybody what they need to pursue whatever action is needed. That means that there was an argument, allegedly, because we can't take what the wife said as a fact. We got to question it. You know, we're told Allison was so insistent on how odd Twitch's behavior was, officers considered listing him as a critical missing persons case. That's crazy. And it was all because of her. She was so insistent. It goes on and it says, however, as TMZ first reported, a 911 call came in shortly after. Now, come on, people. Listen, people. If you can't see it, if you can't see it, ladies and gentlemen, listen, if you can't see what I just said, look what it says. We're told Allison, well, we read that part already. Listen, however, wait, let me see. Oh, yeah. However, as TMZ first reported, listen, a 911 call came in shortly after Allison's contact with cops. Y'all can't see this is a cover-up? Y'all can't see that they playing with us? Y'all can't see? So you mean to tell me right after Allison contact the police, shortly after, then there's a 911 call? Now that really makes her story looks juicy now, right? Are y'all seeing that? Now, what a coincidence. Do you see now, ladies and gentlemen, why I do these videos? Because a lot of people are like, why you keep talking about this? Why you keep making videos about this? Because I can. Because the more you talk about it, the more you uncover the truth. It says that a 911 call came in shortly after Allison's contact with cops, saying Twitch's body had been discovered at a motel less than a mile from his home. The DJ and TV host was deleted by self-inflicted gunshot. So right after her contact with the cops, coincidentally, they get a phone call from the motel. Now, what are the odds of that, ladies and gentlemen? Now, doesn't that make her look suspect? But yet the police not questioning her? It's perfect timing. It's almost like right after they did the job, they told her, allegedly, go to the police station, make that report face to face, and then while you're talking to them, while you're accompanying them back to your home, all of a sudden now they get another phone call. Come on, man. The odds of that happening, man, it's too perfect. The perfect crime. It goes on and it says, we spoke with staffers at the motel who said Stefan checked in Monday morning with a small bag. Okay, he checked in with a small bag. Are they assuming? And first of all, why would he have a small bag? So you're staying at a motel and you're taking a bag, but you're planning to delete yourself? Why would you take a bag for? Why would you take a small bag with you for? That's what a person do when they stay in the night. In terms of they're going to change their clothes, they're going to have their toothbrush, their toothpaste, stuff like that. Why would you take a backpack? Because they said a small bag, not a pouch. And if a person was carrying a gun, you don't even need a bag for that. You could just carry the damn gun on you. And how did he get a gun into a motel? That's a whole nother story. You see what I mean? A lot of motels got a lot of security. I'm just letting you know. They got a lot of security things going on. But hey, this is what they want you to believe, right? This is what they want you to believe. So it says that particular morning, he checked in Monday morning with a small bag and booked just a single night. So he got there in the morning. And the whole morning while he was there, the wife didn't call his family. The wife didn't call the police. The wife didn't say, oh, his character is out of the ordinary. His wife didn't say anything. For the whole morning now. And then in the night, the wife was with the children. She didn't tell the police anything. Nothing. So that means Twitch was there at the motel from the morning all the way to the night, and then they found him in the morning. So all of that time was wasted, and the wife wasn't even thinking about calling the police or his family. Y'all can't see something's wrong? You understand? And normally they show us pictures of the bag. If he had a small bag with him, where's the bag? Where's photos of the bag? And why would a man that's going to delete himself take a bag? For what? Ain't no need of it. Why would we take that? Why would you pay for an Uber? Just drive your car and leave it in the lot. Why do that? Doesn't make sense. You're just wasting money. And why they said that he put his phone on airplane mode so no one can track him or contact him, but yet he paid for a so-called Uber. Right? That's what they want you to believe. So it says the staffers told us Stefan did not seem visibly upset. Well, if he didn't seem visibly upset, why are we so quick to believe the narrative? If he wasn't upset, that means he was there for a purpose. And if he was there, where is the footage? Where's the footage? And his body was discovered Tuesday after he failed to check out on time. This is what they're saying. It goes on and it says, celebrity and fans tribute continue to pour in for Twitch from people like Justin Timberlake, who knew Twitch for over 20 years, and Ellen DeGeneres, who called him pure love and light. That's what they put out, ladies and gentlemen. Here's more, right? Let's look at this. It goes on to say, in addressing her husband's death, Allison said, Stefan lit up every room. Now think about this, ladies and gentlemen. The wife made this statement. This is her public statement after he's dead. She's already talking to the media. Think about that, and let's listen to her words. Allison said, Stefan lit up every room he stepped into. He valued family, friends, and community above all else, and leading with love and light was everything to him. Now think about that, ladies and gentlemen. If that's true, if Stephen valued family, why would he do this? You see that? That's crazy. Somebody said in the chat, they used the words he said in a 2017 interview about past challenges and something else. And yes, I believe she is in on it. Shout out to Paula. Appreciate that. If you have any info about any 2017 interview of him talking about past challenges, I need that interview. You can send that to Instagram at Ringo TV Raw. I need that interview. You said it's from 2017. Whatever information regarding that, I need to see that, because if they're using words from a 2017 interview, then that's crazy, because it's like this is all scripted. That means it's not real. It's all fake. And this is why we need people doing these kinds of videos, because the public needs to hear this. The public needs to know the truth. His fans need to know the truth, because she haven't done anything for the fans up to now. We haven't heard nothing about a funeral. No funeral arrangements. I haven't heard nothing yet. And normally they'll get down to business with the funeral. You know? I mean, what are they going to do? The mother would want to, have a funeral for her son, right? So where's the funeral? So the fans can, we seen this happen for Shanquella. Shanquella had a big funeral. They did a lot for her. A lot of people came out. We saw Rapper Takeoff. They had a funeral thing at the stadium, even though I don't agree with certain things that happened regarding that. So where is the funeral in this case? Where is it? Where's the service at? You see, there's no service, there's nothing. So what's really going on? So again, ladies and gentlemen, in addressing her husband's death, Allison said Stephen lit up every room he stepped into. He valued family, friends, and community above all else, and leading with love and light was everything to him. Notice, everything is love and light, right? Love and light. And we can also see, what is this woman name? DeGeneres. Let me see if I can pull that up. DeGeneres posts something. If you notice right here, it says DeGeneres, who called him pure love and light. You see that? DeGeneres called him pure love and light. So now let's look at what the wife called him. She said, at the top there, it says, above all else and leading with love and light was everything to him. Do you see how they all saying the same thing? You see how that is? And if you think about it, when you connect the love and light, I can go deeper into the spiritual connection with that. Have a lot to do with the light bearer, some sort of Luciferian thing, but I'm not going to go into that right now. I'll lose a lot of you because you're just not, you may not understand what I will be saying. So I'm going to leave it alone for now. Might do that another time. But this is real serious stuff. He's love and light. With love and light was everything to him. She continued, he was the backbone of our family, the best husband and father, and an inspiration to his fans. To say he left a legacy would be an understatement. Who talks like this after their husband died? Who talks like that? You understand? The reason why with this whole love and light thing, it goes into a sacrifice. And again, a lot of people are just not keen to all of these different things. I would rather just save that for another video where I can put it together. Right now, I'm trying to stay on focus on the issue of she did it. I can go into various other concepts of different things, but like I said, If I do that, it's going to take me away from what I'm doing. So we'll do that in another video. This right here speaks a lot, because she's saying that he was the backbone of our family, the best husband and father, and an inspiration to his fans. Well, if he's an inspiration to his fans, if he's all of these different things, why would he delete himself? It contradicts his character. Remember, she told the police that he was out of character, that him leaving the house was out of character. This is what she told the police, that his behavior was not like him. But she just said that he was an inspiration. He was the backbone of our family, the best husband and father. Why would the best husband, the best father, and an inspiration to his fans delete himself? You understand? It makes no sense. You understand? That wouldn't even make sense to do, because all you're doing is putting yourself at risk. All you're doing is getting rid of yourself, which is going to cause more problems for your family. You not being here, how is that going to help your family if you're no longer here? How is that going to help your family if you're the best husband and the best father? You're not helping your kids no more. You see? That's a problem. So it goes on and it says, and again, I don't think that the wife wrote all of this. This had to be a PR person, because this does not sound like a woman that is hurting the loss of her so-called husband. It doesn't sound like, she's hurting right now. It doesn't. He was the backbone of our family, the best husband and father, and an inspiration to his fans. To say he left a legacy would be an understatement. What about his legacy? What is she doing for his legacy? Because his legacy has been tarnished due to what he did to himself. Come on, that's not... Listen, the words that his wife is speaking at this point is not the kind of words you give for a man that delete himself. I'm sorry, but you don't give those kind of words. You do not utter these words for a man that delete himself. You don't do that. Those are the kind of words that you give a man who may have passed away due to natural causes, or he may have had a freak accident, some sort of issue, and he passed away, and now you're honoring him. But when a man delete himself, that's not the type of words you say, because it doesn't give him no honor. It doesn't give him no honor. You cannot say to say he left a legacy would be an understatement, and his positive impact will continue to be felt. That does not sound good for a man that deletes himself. It destroys his legacy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too smart for my good, but ladies and gentlemen, think about this. Let me use myself, right? If I gave you nothing but positive messages, encouraging you to be a better person, telling you to fight through all your struggles, teaching you about this, empowering the people, donating to people, doing this, doing that. I'm doing so much things, pouring out, giving everybody love and being compassionate and this and that. And I'm telling you everything, all the great stuff, showing myself to be a great father, this and that, teaching black men how to be good fathers, teaching white men to be good fathers, teaching women how to be good wives. And I'm doing all of this stuff for the community. All of this good stuff, right? And then you hear on the news, Ringo deleted himself. What that does to my legacy? What does that do to my legacy, ladies and gentlemen? It destroys my legacy. I undone everything I've done. It destroys my legacy now. Do you understand? For example, let me see who I can use as an example. Let's say, for example, you had a celebrity, right? You have a celebrity that, yeah, it would make you look like a coward. Yeah, there you go. It would make you look like a coward. It would tarnish the legacy. It would make me, look bad. It would embarrass my family. It would embarrass my children, everybody. It would make me look horrible. Imagine I had books teaching people on how to overcome this and overcome that, but I delete myself. No, man. That destroys your whole name, your whole family tree, everything. It messes you up completely. So this is what I'm trying to show you. Her words towards her husband, it's not real. Those words are only given to a man that's honorable. His legacy has been destroyed already. You understand? Yeah, she's stealing the bag. There you go. Allegedly. It's not organic. There you go. You know? That's sad, man. It's sad how they put that together, man. He was the backbone of our family. A backbone would not delete himself. He was the best husband. If he was, he would have been communicating with you. He's an inspiration to his fans. He would be thinking about his fans before deleting himself. None of those words make any sense, people. You understand? To say he left a legacy would be an understatement, and his positive impact will continue to be felt. What positive impact? I would not even look up to this guy knowing what he did. I'm sorry. I would not. I would not look up to a man as an inspiration knowing that he deleted himself. I'm sorry. I'm not looking up to you no more. No different than if I've been on YouTube this long. I've been on YouTube since 2006. If I've been on YouTube this long doing all of these different things, and it come in that you hear on the news, Ringo robbed a bank and deleted 5 people at the bank, and you see me on camera doing it, and I'm like, yeah, you know, it is what it is. It totally erased my legacy. It destroyed all my work. People would be like ashamed, like, I can't believe this. It ruins your name. So why would anybody be making it seem like his legacy is going to be great? No, his legacy is destroyed. And in the memory of people, they're not going to honor him no more. It destroys his legacy. And this is coming from his wife. This makes no sense. Shortly after her husband's death, Holker told People. Now notice this. She's talking to People magazine or a People website or whatever the case is. Shortly after her husband's death, Holker told People he was the backbone of our family, the best husband and father, and inspiration to his fans. To say he left a legacy would be an understatement, and his positive impact will continue to be felt. Holker continued, I am certain there won't be a day that goes by that we won't honor his memory, she said, adding, we asked for privacy during this difficult time. Now notice that. She's asking for privacy, but she's talking to People. Doesn't sound like she want privacy. You understand? She want privacy during this difficult time. I don't think that it's a difficult time for her. I doubt that. Because the difficult time is actually for the children and the fact that Twitch is gone and the wife is not doing anything to fight for his justice. And for her to just accept what he did, knowing that he was such an inspiration, contradicts her as a wife, in my humble opinion, if you ask me. You understand? Because a wife that have a husband that did all these great things would be fighting tooth and nail for his justice. But why would she fight for his justice if she was involved, allegedly? Why would she fight? It would not be in her to fight if she was involved. We asked for privacy during this difficult time for myself and especially for our children. Stefan, we love you. We miss you. And I will always save The Last Dance for you. Wow. That's what she put out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now you tell me, does that sound like the kind of message that a woman posts when her husband is no longer around? Is that what you do? No, that's not what you do. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound normal, but this is what she put out there. So I asked the question, did she do it? Now, I'm going to ask the chat. Let's see you get involved. With a show of just yes or no, do you believe that Allison had something to do with Twitch being deleted? Yes or no? With everything we talked about, with everything we shared, with everything we discussed, do you believe that she have some involvement to him being deleted? Yes or no? Let's see what the chat is saying. We have a lot of yeses. We have some no's. Now, we're going to have some questions now, especially with the people that says no. I don't really need to question the people that said yes because they pretty much understanding what we're talking about. So we have a lot of yeses, a lot of yeses. You have some people saying, are you serious? Are serious or are you serious? I'm very serious. If you're, are you serious or why are you here? Like, you know, it's interesting. Let me see who this is. Let me see. It's crazy. It's really crazy. I don't even know this person's name. Start with a K. Keon or what? I'm not sure what your name is. You said y'all can't be. The question is, why are you here, right? Why are you here? Are you saying that as a people, we're not supposed to think for ourselves? So we're just supposed to go with the sentimental programming? No. We're human beings and we have a right to think for ourselves. We don't have to think like everybody else. If you've been paying attention in class, if you've been following all of the streams, we put together a lot of information. And in every domestic issue, in every situation where a couple is married, when a person is deleted, they always question their partner. In this case, the wife was never questioned. Not only she wasn't never questioned, she's not even fighting for her husband, a man that she claimed is the light of the world, a man that lights up the room, a man that is loving, full of love, inspiration to everyone. A woman would be fighting for that. A woman would be like, there is no way he just went to a hotel and did whatever. No, she's not going to tolerate that. A real wife is not going to tolerate that. She has accepted what happened to her husband. And that doesn't ring a red bell or a red flag to you? You can't see that something ain't right? A blind man can see through this. Do I have facts that she did it? No. I could speculate. That's my right as an American citizen. I can speak my mind. This is America. Remember that. This is America. You do know that, right? You do know that in America, you can speak your mind. I don't have to agree with you. I can question anybody. That's my right. No different than when police are out there doing their job, you have a right to film them. The police can't tell you, stop filming me. You understand? I have rights to freedom of press. See, the problem is we've been so conditioned to dependent upon the news media, and we go with whatever they tell us, and we just accept it. They tell you anything, you believe it. Really? Nah, I'm not believing that. Something ain't right, man. Something ain't right, and I'm going to question the narrative. I'm going to question what's going on. That's just how I move, man. Just keeping it 1,000 with you, man. Look at that photo. A wife is supposed to fight for her husband. Ladies, if Twitch was your husband, regardless of whatever the situation is, you've been married for 9 years. You just celebrated your 9th year anniversary. You got 3 kids together. Beautiful home, nice car. Not that all the materials mean, anything. We need materials to survive. At the same time, you have a beautiful life. He goes to the hotel. This is what they're saying. You're not going to fight for your husband. You're not going to fight. You're just going to go on the media and just say, well, his legacy will live on forever. He'll be missed. We miss you, Twitch. Really? That's what you're going to do, ladies? You ain't going to fight for your man? That's crazy. You wouldn't, if they came back and told you as a wife, and again, for everybody in the chat, make sure you read the pinned message at the top. Do not post the S word in the chat. All right. Keep everything clean. Use the word delete. You know what I mean? Just like when you see me, you see what I'm doing? I'm just saying certain words. I cover it up with some other words. You have to use safe words on social media. That's how social media works. It's just like if a woman was violated, you don't say the R word on social media. You don't do that. That violates the system, right? You use safe words. So now, again, ladies, this is your husband. This happened. Do you just accept the story that came out, or do you fight for him? Somebody had posted in the chat, my man's case would not be closed. Well, that's what I'm saying. Allison was supposed to say, look, what do you mean the case is closed? The case is not closed. I need to see the records. I need to see if he made a payment for that Uber. I need to find out what the cameras are doing at that motel. I need to find out if anybody else was in that room. I am not accepting that my man did this. That is a wife that loves her husband. I'm sorry. But if a wife loves her husband, she's not going to just say there and just say, okay, I accept what he did. No. Even if he did what he did, a real wife is going to say, no, he did not. Nuh-uh, he didn't do it. No, not my husband. You're going to be fighting, man. No, you can't say that. I mean, you could speak your piece, right? Let me see who said it. Where's the comment? Hip hop R&B baby said she was probably threatened. LOL. My God, no, I don't believe that. You probably heard that from another video. I heard somebody else say something like that. Some young guy talking about Twitch was talking to him from some spirit world. Please stop listening to people that's talking that nonsense. Twitch is not talking to nobody in no dreams. Twitch is not speaking from heaven. God is not telling the people that Twitch is okay. You understand? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me very carefully. If Twitch, right, deleted himself, right, he's not going to heaven. You do understand that, right? This is why this is such a serious thing. When someone delete themselves, you don't say rest in peace. They're not resting in peace, right? So if the wife was threatened, let's just play devil's advocate for a minute, right? To hip hop. If she was threatened, why would she not come forward and say she was threatened if this is her husband and she love him? Threatened? Nah. If she was threatened, she would come into public and say she was threatened. That's what I mean. She would come into the public and say she was threatened. And also, be careful with these channels with these. I mean, I'll just do a video about it probably, man. There's some crazy channels out here, man, doing some weird stuff. But the narrative of her being threatened, bologna sandwiches. If she was threatened and she don't speak up about it, then she's a coward and she failed her husband. Who cares about power? Who cares about power, Miss Hip Hop, right? Who cares about not if the people she's being threatened by are more powerful than her? None of that stuff makes sense. You have the right to your opinion. You have the right to speak. At the same time, let's use logic. Your husband is being painted all over the media that he deleted himself. So if you are his wife and you know the truth and you're not speaking about it, then that makes you guilty by association. It has nothing to do with being threatened. Fam, nobody could threaten me not to speak the truth. You're just gonna have to take me out, bruh. I'm with the Most High. I don't fear no man. None. You understand? Because I've watched a video by some young brother talking about he's hearing in spirits and how, Twitch was in his dream thanking him for speaking on his behalf. Listen, Twitch is not in nobody's dream, thanking nobody. You understand? Don't listen to none of that nonsense. And in that video, that very same young man said that the wife was threatened by somebody, and that's why she's not speaking, because she's protecting her children. BS. BS. How are you protecting your children if someone threatened you and you're not speaking about it? Because that would be a bombshell in the case of Twitch departure, that somebody threatened the wife. If she came into public and said that, it would be a bombshell in this particular case. It'll be headline news. Who threatened Twitch's wife? And now they're going to be investigated. The feds are going to get involved. Everybody going to get involved. It'll be one big mess. Yeah. Whoever that young YouTuber is, he definitely talking to demons. You know what I'm saying? It's not even worth doing a video about, because like I said, it's just going to bring attention to him. I'll just talk about it. If anybody know about the video that I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, because a lot of people are talking about this case. And the thing is, I watch other content to see what people are saying. And when I heard him talking about how, he had a dream and Twitch was talking to him and telling him, I thank you for helping me, reach put out the truth and all this, I was like, nah, I can't deal with this. You're dealing with nonsense now. You don't hear me talking about Twitch spoke to me in a cloud and how Twitch is in my dreams. You don't hear me talking that mumbo jumbo to you, because nobody's talking to you from the dead. Nobody. Your relatives are not talking to you. Nobody's watching over you. Nobody's in heaven watching over you. None of that stuff is real. You understand? When you're dead, you're dead. You're gone. It's just that simple. You understand? So, again, ladies and gentlemen, to wrap up the show, in closing, did she do it? Did she do it? I don't have facts that she did it, but we could talk about it. Did she do it? Or was she a part of it? Did someone else do it and she know? Was it a hit? Did she pay somebody? What's going on? What's really going on with this situation? A wife would be fighting for her husband, man. This is crazy, man. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get up on out of here. I appreciate everybody, supporting the stream. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe today. Ringo TV Reactions. This is the #1 reactionary channel on YouTube. There is no other. There is no other. You understand? On this platform, we give you the truth. We break down videos. We deal with different topics and stories. And we're very thorough with what we do. You understand? We do it in a clear, concise way for you to understand everything that we're saying. We focus on the real issues that matter to the people, because it's not about me. It's about you. That's why you're here. You're here because you want to hear about these stories. Do you understand that? Twitch is gone. Somebody took him out, and his children are home right now. They're the ones that are mourning right now. The children. They're the ones that are really going through it right now. The kids. Because they're used to daddies playing with them, smiling. They're the ones going through it. And it would be a shame if the wife is allegedly involved in this and have to live her days knowing that she know what happened to Twitch and refuse to talk about it. That's why I throw out that nonsense about her being threatened by somebody. You don't protect your kids by being threatened by some forces in the industry. You don't protect your kids that way. You protect them by speaking the truth. Whatever happens, happens. It doesn't matter. The truth is what matters. Right? You don't hide the truth. They say if somebody do something to you to tell, right? Isn't that what they say? Well, if somebody, see, this is why I don't listen to all that sentimental stuff about somebody threatening somebody. That's what they say to give her a break. No. So if it was the reverse, are y'all saying that somebody threatened Twitch not to speak? No, he will speak. And if she loved her husband, she would be speaking. She's not speaking. And that's a problem. So that being said, I'm going to get up on out of here. Again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel today. Click the notification bell for all so that you can be notified when I go live. If you like my content and you would like to support, to sponsor the shows, you can do so via Cash App, $Ringo TV Raw. With your support, I'm able to do what I'm doing. It's just that simple. So if you value the work that I'm doing, support your interests. Bottom line. That being said, shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody in the clouds. It is what it is. Right? Ringo TV reactions. Yeah! Searching for your love. Late in the night, right in the dark. Searching for your love. Ringo TV reactions. Bringing you the best that YouTube have. Day in and day out. Ringo TV reactions. Providing you the best content on YouTube. Subscribe today. Ringo TV reactions. Yeah! We out, fam. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace. We out of here.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth, 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.